The hyped new Ford Ranger is finally on sale, and the biggest news is the addition of a V6 diesel engine with more power and torque than price point competitors. The Ranger Sport is only available as a dual-cab 4x4 pickup, just like the Wildtrak, but unlike the Bread and Butter XLT, which also comes in extended cab, 4x2 and cab chassis forms. The 2023 Ford Ranger is almost all new from the ground up. The central body structure, including the cabin, door openings, and glasshouse, are close to the same as the PX Series Ranger in size and shape with a few revisions, while everything else including the chassis, sheet metal, interior, powertrains, cargo tub, and suspension are either new or heavily revised. The shape is very robust, squared off, and there's no sleek tapering in sight. The large LED headlights look awesome and wrap around the wide dark grille menacingly. That's one of safety features that include available adaptive matrix LED headlights, lane centering, and more refined and up-to-date versions of AEB and adaptive cruise control. One feature we really like is the intelligent traffic sign recognition that knows when it is a school zone. To us, this shows the value of a vehicle. The 2023 Ford Ranger is almost all new from the ground up. The central body structure, including the cabin, door openings, and glasshouse, are close to the same as the PX Series Ranger in size and shape with a few revisions, while everything else, including the chassis, sheet metal, interior, powertrains, cargo tub, and suspension, are either new or heavily revised. The new Ranger Sport is available 2.0-liter bi-turbo, sequential, with bypass function. Engine had some tweaks for application in this new model, but it's pretty familiar to anyone who drove the previous version. The big news is the new V6, which we've driven here, making 184 kilowatts at 3250 RPM and 600 Newton meters from 1750 RPM, made it to the same 10-speed automatic transmission as the bi-turbo, and matching its 3,500 kilograms brake trailer towing capacity, while promising to lug loads more easily. It affords effortless progress, sumptuous in-gear acceleration, and the 6-pod exclusively nabs for its trick new automatic 4-wheel drive system that lets you drive in 4WD on tarmac. The 2023 Ford Ranger Sport rides on 18-inch alloys, wearing 255/65 section tires, so it shouldn't be too hard to find tougher tires for rough road use, while there's no reason you couldn't fit the smaller diameter 17-inch wheels from the XLT or aftermarket, again better for off-road use. The interior looks and feels more modern, and the redesigned steering wheel offers telescopic adjustment unlike the old Ranger, which improves the ergonomic setup right off the bat. Thankfully, Ford has included dials rather than buttons for the most used functions of audio volume and temperature controls, as these are faster and easier to use than slow-responding buttons that can be difficult to locate quickly when your eyes are on the road. The driver sits behind a steering column that is now adjustable for both reach and height. Forward of the steering wheel is another large digital screen that is configurable to display the information you might want to see more often. You also get a full display of off-road settings up here when the off-road mode is selected. Behind the new look wheel sits the 8.0-inch digital cluster with plenty of information: speed, trip data, driver assist settings, off-road pitch and roll angles, and real-time driveline animations. The tachometer isn't the final word in legibility, however. A small but welcome touch is the slick animated start sequence upon entry, which is not the kind of flashiness you're expecting from a workhorse. And also the Sport gets a huge 10-inch center screen, which not only has the usual Sat and AV, audio controls, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but also the HVAC controls and an off-road screen where you can control the off-road modes, diff lock, and hill descent control. Underneath the center dash lies a phone-sized open cubby with an optional wireless charger standard at this spec level. There are several different transmission tunnel designs, interestingly enough. All V6 models come with an E-shifter, a space-saving gear shifter which Ford says it had to fight hard to fit since Dearborn head office wanted to cut costs and make it fit a rotary dial shifter a la the Escape SUV. The Ranger Sport also has an electric park brake switch which frees up space for more convenient cup holders, behind which sits a rotary shifter to operate the different 4x4 setups and drive/traction modes. Storage options include a relatively capacious cup holder and glove box, plus bigger door bins for bottles and folders and a phone-friendly open section ahead of the front passenger. The back seats, where relevant, don't feel any more capacious from the seat of the pants despite the slightly longer wheelbase, which means my 194 centimeters frame had tight knee room behind my preferred driving position, but good head and shoulder room. Rear occupants get air vents and a 12V socket ready for a USB adapter, I'd reckon, plus spring-loaded pull-out roof handles, a flip-down center armrest, and pull-up grab handles on each B-pillar. The storage throughout is quite good. The back enjoys map and device pockets plus under-seat storage. The extra space is always handy, but if you have kids in car seats, you won't be able to access it unless you take out the car seats. Clever new features are abundant throughout the new Ranger, including an integrated rear step for the tray, with slots and mounting points inside the tray and on the edge. There are clamp mounts and a 12V power socket, with the width now increased to accommodate a European standard pallet, 1,200mm x 800mm pallet. Payload is rated at 942 kilograms in the 2.0L and 934 kilograms in the V6, with a gross combination mass, GCM, of 6,350 kilograms and 6,400 kilograms, respectively. Brake towing capacity remains at 3,500 kilograms, 750 kilograms unbraked.